poison.
Recording is on.
Sweet poison.
Yeah, slow sweet poison. This is Bhagavad Gita.
Recording is on.
कृष्णा है ना, धीरे धीरे समझ में आता है.
हम्म.
जब आता तो फिर जाता नहीं.
Prabhu, just one question.
Hmm.
Prabhu, 2.34.
Yes, 2.34.
Yeah,
9.
Prabhu, it's when we were reading the first line.
Yeah.
So Prabhu, it
Yes.
says te. Remember, Prabhu, you said te. Then there's a gap and vyayam, right? Vyayam, vyayam,
Vyayam.
right?
Vyayam. Yes.
Prabhu, yeah. If you go to synonyms, it says avyayam, forever.
Yes. Yes.
So
That's
I
right.
just wanted to
Avyayam.
clarify
Avyayam.
because
So
Prabhu,
translation, when Srila Prabhupada does it, he separates words.
Hmm.
So it is called Sandhi Vicheda. You know what is Sandhi Vicheda?
yes, Prabhu. Prabhu, because as far I read it in my school time,
Yeah.
I recognizes this S as a. That's why I
Yes,
was
that is correct.
clarifying with you.
But the pronunciation is not a separate pronunciation extension of the previous word with an Does it make sense?
Like Prabhu, if I have to read, I'll read te avyayam. How will
That's
you read
okay.
it, Prabhu? That's
Te
okay?
avyayam.
Yeah,
So,
that's what I meant,
so
Prabhu.
is blended with te. It's not
Huh,
te and separate.
yeah,
So it is
that's how they
Devayam.
blended.
say, like, hmm,
Te
right,
avyayam.
Prabhu.
So yeah. So when you
Yeah,
In
so
read
I'll
te,
read it
Telugu,
as te avyayam.
yeah, but do not pronounce te and avyayam separately. That's what the idea is.
Hmm.
So it should be te avyayam. So it is a continuation with a pause of a. It's different to te avyayam. It is different to te avyayam, te avyayam, te avyayam. So slowly, when you recite, you will be blending it together. Te avyayam, te avyayam, te avyayam. So it is one word, not two words. So it's not te avyayam. It is not that. It is te avyayam.
Devayam.
So Sanskrit is a different, you know, uh, in pronunciation as compared to other languages, because the aesthetics of Sanskrit are very powerful. So if you go and if you differentiate that, that meaning changes. You know, so that vowel is so important. How you pronounce it, how you read them, and it needs a lot of sadhana, practice.
Hmm.
Practice. That's why five verses which you have, you should be reciting them all the time. If you recite them all the time, then slowly and slowly you'll start getting into the meaning of that. Now there was one verse in Kalpe's set of verses which said Sukha Dukkham. Now slowly, if you start reading, if you start reciting that verse, you'll start thinking, what is he trying to say? So if you see the meaning of that, you will be mesmerized what Krishna is saying. So I'll share that verse with you just because it came up. So from 36, so 37, 38. So you see this. I'll share my screen with you. See this. What it says is, do thou fight. So see, Srila Prabhupada is using the Shakespeare's words, thou. Do you know Shakespeare's words? Has anyone read Shakespeare?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah. So Shakespeare's literature has its own dictionary. It's called Shakespeare's Dictionary. So when you read his novels or his literature, at the end he will have his own dictionary. So this is old style English. So thou, thy, they are you. Thou means you. You would have heard this. But that is in the literature of Shakespeare. That's how he pronounced. So Srila Prabhupada is using that kind of English. You can see. So that is the British English. So I'll share my screen with you. When you read these purports, you will realize the English efficiency of Srila Prabhupada and the Sanskrit efficiency of Srila Prabhupada. Very powerful. So see what Krishna is telling him. He's telling, do thou fight. You fight. That means you just fight for the sake of fighting without considering happiness or distress, loss or gain, victory or defeat. By doing so, you shall never incur sin. This is so powerful. If someone understands this, he will have no problem working. He will have no problem working, doing business, or even if he is doing, killing someone for some right sake, he will not have any problem if he understands this verse. He's, Krishna is giving a mantra that what is a sin? A sin is when you do something for the desire of profit or loss, loss or gain, happiness or distress. When you do those things for this sake, for your own self, that is called sin. Of course, a wrong deed. When you cheat someone for your pleasure, that is a sin. For your gain, his loss, that's a sin. But if you just do the job without this in the background, without the motivation, the intention of loss or gain, or happiness or distress, there is no sin. So here Krishna is talking about the intention behind any activity. How powerful is this verse? When you think, sometimes I'm doing this kind of work, is it good? Is it bad? Is it as per Krishna consciousness? Is it as per right? Will I get karma for this one? Will I get this problem with this one? You think a lot of things, right? Yeah, I eat meat, you know, because of this. What will happen? I eat this, I drink this, that. That is not important. Krishna, what is he saying? What is your intention behind it? So eat meat. Okay. There are two things. Now, say, for example, you are in St. Petersburg in Russia. No chance of growing a plant there. You can't grow anything there. No plants can be grown. What will you do to survive? And there is no way you can come back to India or Australia or anywhere. What will you do? You'll have to eat meat, right? So what is the intention behind eating meat? What is the intention behind eating meat? Anyone?
To survive, Prabhu, to live.
Exactly. It is to survive. Yeah. Not for your own happiness. But if there are all the veggies available, all the beautiful foods available, why to kill someone for your happiness, for your taste? That will incur sin. That will not incur sin. Does it make sense? Easy to understand, right? That is
Yes,
what Krishna
Prabhu.
is saying. How powerful this verse is. So when you recite these verses, it will make so much clarity in your life. You don't have to worry about doing things. Yeah, it will bring a lot of clarity. Yeah. Someone drinking alcohol. Say alcohol drinking is bad. Okay. Now someone drank alcohol, but in the form of a cough syrup. Cough syrup also has alcohol in it. Okay. So someone drank alcohol in the form of cough syrup, and someone is making nice scotch with all the setup and drinking alcohol. So say he drinks alcohol. It's a very blanket statement. So when you talk about consciousness, it's about what is your intention behind doing things. So if you drink cough syrup and someone said, no, it's got alcohol, you can't drink it. You're dying because of cough, and that is the medicine you have. Why will you not take it? It's a no-brainer, right? No, 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 no. Somebody says, no, I'm a devotee of Krishna. I'm not supposed to drink alcohol. So I will not. I'll better die. Even Krishna will go, you're an idiot. He will quote, don't do that, mate. You drink that. It will save you. It's logical, right? So what is the intention? It counts. So he says, go on fighting. Go and kill people, no problem. But without these things at the background. How powerful this verse is. Yeah. So keep reading. Keep reading your own verses. And Shitich, you had some verses to recite?
Yes, yep.
Okay. So which one were yours?
11 to 15. I can
Okay.
go
So
ahead
we
with
will
that
do
with
that
you.
next time.
Okay.
because we have already recited until 2.39. So we'll recite your verses next time. I'll quickly do 2.4 today. So at least we are one verse ahead. So we discuss that verse, and I'll try to touch 2.5 also because it's very interesting. 2.5 is very interesting verse. It takes us in the history background of Bhishma and Drona. So there is a pastimes of Bhishma and Drona involved in that. So that will take me at least an hour to go through the pastimes of Bhishma and Drona. It's very interesting. So we'll do 2.4 and we'll touch 2.5 today. So we'll go to 2.4. Share my screen with you. Arjuna Uvacha
Arjuna Uvacha
Arjuna
Katham
Vacha
Bhishmamaham Sankhe
कथं भीष्मं
Katham Bhishmamam Sakhe
Dronam Cha
Sanke
Madhusudana
Dronam
Dronam
Cha
cha
Madhusudana
Madhusudana
Ishubhi Pratiyotsyami
Dana
Ishubhi
Ishubhi
Pratiyotsyami
Pratiyotsyami
Ujara Varisudana.
Pujaravadi
Pujaravadisudana.
Sudana.
Observe the two words for Krishna Arjun is using. There are two words which Arjun is using for Krishna, for addressing Krishna. Can someone Spotify those words? Spot those
Mad-
words?
Madhusudan Arisudan.
Sudana and
Madhusudana
Arisudan.
Madhusudan and Arisudan.
Arisudan.
and
Okay. So what is
Arisudana. Huh?
Madhusudan?
Prabhu, Madhusudana and
Madhusudan.
Arisudana. Okay.
Madhusudan is
Arisudana.
that what is the meaning of Madhusudan? Anyone?
Killer of Madhu.
The killer
Killer of
of
Uh,
Madhu.
demon Madhu. Yeah.
So
Prabhu who
Krishna had
killed
killed Madhu as well as Kaitava at the beginning of creation. Two demons he had killed. That's why he's called Madhusudana. And Arisudana is a generic term used for killing all the demons and the bad people or asuras,
enemies.
any enemies. Yeah. So killing all is called Arisudana. So he's saying you are Madhusudan, you are Arisudan. You are a person who kills enemies and kills asuras and rakshasas. That's what Arjun is saying. I'm just looking at the verse itself, nothing else. So what else does he say? We will read only the verse, not the translation, just to see. Katham Bhishmamaham Sankhe. Sankhe is to kill or fight, correct?
In the fight, yes, Prabhu.
Yeah. So Sankhe, he says that,
Sankhya is analysis, no, sir? Prabhuji?
yeah, that is also there. But in this, so there's a multivalence. So here, if you see, Sankhe is in the fight.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is another interesting fact about Sanskrit. Sanskrit has a lot of multivalence words. You know what is multivalence?
Same word in different contexts has different meaning.
Perfect. That's called multivalent word. So same word in different context becomes different. The meaning changes. So contextual meaning of that. Yeah. That's what they're trying to do in the development of artificial intelligence in today's times. Have you heard about AI, artificial intelligence? In technology, they're building an artificial intelligence that is based on context. So the computer or a robot will respond based on the context. So if you just tell the robot, do this, but what to do is on the context he is at. That is called artificial intelligence. So that's why Sanskrit is an intelligent language because it has words which can be used in the context. Yeah, many like that. That's why it is more powerful than any other language because it are contextual words, multivalence words. So Sankhe, he says that Katham, you know, how? How can I fight with Bhishma? Katham Bhishma Aham Sankhe. Aham means I. Aham. It's easy to understand, yeah? Aham. Aham is also word for ego. Ahamkar.
Mm.
So ahankar comes from aham. And I is the word for ego. Yes. People, I. Many people talk about like that. I did this, I did that. So that I is nothing but ego. Me. So that aham is I. Ahamkar is ego. Okay. So he says, Katham Bhishma aham sankhe. How can I fight Bhishma? Dronam cha Madhusudana. So how can I fight Drona? Even Drona. Dronam cha. Cha means also. How can I fight Bhishma and Drona? You are Madhusudana. You are Arisudana. Do you want me to be Bhishma Sudana? Do you want me to be Drona Sudana? This is what he's trying to say. You are Madhusudana. You are Arisudana. You called me Parantapa in the previous verse. Now you are telling me to kill them. You want me to be Bhishma Sudana. You want me to be Drona Sudana. Is it what you're telling me? You know? Nice talks, right? Between two friends. Yeah, direct talks between each other. Like a pep talk. Ishubhihi pratiyotsyami. Ishubhi pratiyotsyami. How shall I counterattack pratiyotsyami? See, pratiyotsyami. Pratiyotsyami. Like how can I counter prati attack? Puja rao. The ones who have to be puja, the one who's to be done puja for. How can I kill them? O killer of enemies. See, when you read this verse over and over, you'll understand the meaning of the verse. How can I fight with Drona and Bhishma who are worthy of my worship? Pujara Varisudana. Arisudana, you are enemy killer. You are Madhusudana, you are Madhu killer. These people are Drona and Bhishma. They are worthy of my worship. You are that. You want me to become something else. Why? It's his question. It's his question.
Arjun is also very clever with words.
Absolutely. 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 The 2.5 now. So he continues after saying that, how can I kill someone who's worshipable? Now he goes to 2.5. Please repeat after me. Gurun hatva hi mahanubhavan
Gurun
Gurun
hatva hi
hatva
mahanubhavan
shreyo
mahanubhavan
bhoktum bhekshamapi
Shreyo
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 bhoktum
bhoktum
bhekshamapi haloke
bhekshamapi haloke
Arthakamanstu gurunihaiva
Parvartha kamam
Hartakamanstu
shugustu guruni
gurunihaiva
haiva
Jaya bhogan rudhira pradigdan.
Jiya
Bhunjiya
Jiya
Bhoga
bhogan
bhogan
hridaya pradiktan.
rudrapradigtan.
Please, someone read the translation slowly, loudly, and clearly.
It would be better to live in this world by begging than to live at the cost of the lives of great souls who are my teachers. Even though desiring worldly gain, they are superiors. If they are killed, everything we enjoy will be tainted with blood.
So, later, Krishna will tell him in 2.36, right? We read 2.36 before, right? That just fight. Do not worry about happiness and distress, enjoyment, or loss or gain. He will tell him later. But what is Arjun's plight? Arjun is, how is he thinking? That if I kill them and I get the kingdom, that kingdom will be tainted with the blood of these two people. My my guru and my grandfather, who's also like my guru. Yeah. A quick background. When Dronacharya was teaching Arjun Dhanurvidya and other martial arts, at the time in Gurukula, Dronacharya was a very learned person. He knew he understood by the situations happening in Hastinapur that there will be a war eventually because there are differences. There are major differences. within the family. So there will be a war. The war is inevitable. It will happen. So he took a vow from Arjun, saying that Arjun, I'm teaching you the martial arts. All that I know, I will teach you. But there will be a time where when you'll have to use this martial arts against me. There will be a fight. There will be a war, and you'll have to fight against me. And do not, at that time, do not hesitate to fight with me. You take a vow now. And Arjun took that vow. So that is the Gurukula days. That is just one little background about Dronacharya. We will discuss about Bhishma's background in detail. There are many pastimes behind that, and you will understand where is Bhishma coming from and what is the relationship between Krishna and Bhishma, how they are related, and why Bhishma is trying to provoke, will later provoke Krishna to fight, and why Arjun must kill Bhishma or must defeat Bhishma, and why Krishna wants Arjun to defeat Bhishma. So all these aspects we'll touch in our next discussion. Okay. So any questions or comments on today's discussion?
Question.
Yes, Rishi.
So in this verse, so Arjun is saying that even though they are desiring worldly gains, they are superiors. So we know, at least I know that about Dronacharya, that he was teaching because of his son. He wanted to uh, do something for his son. That is
Mhm.
why he had that personal reason. But
Yes.
what about Bhishma? What worldly gain will Bhishma get for fighting against the Pandavas?
Oh, so he did not have any worldly gain with in terms of any wealth or kingdom, but his gain was to protect his vows. So he had taken some vows
Mm.
that he will protect the
Throne, whoever sitting on the throne of Hastinapur.
whoever is the king or is sitting on the throne of Hastinapur, he will protect them. That was his vow. So to protect, and that vow is definitely not spiritual, right?
No, because
That
it's
is
not.
his
It,
personal
the,
vow.
it's ego again. Aham.
Well, that is for you to analyze. But why he took a vow is because to satisfy his father,
Yes.
so that his father gets married. That is also explained that you don't take such, vows in your life, such very high, critical vows in your life, without using your intelligence. It was very, um, you know, that is also that kind of lesson which goes to us. Don't take such vows. Don't be, you know, attached to something which is not eternal or not spiritual. So he was too much attached to his vows, which were not spiritual, unfortunately. Yeah, sometimes we have this kind of thing. Oh, I need to show my father the whole world. For that, I'll do just anything. I'll earn, I'll do whatever, I'll slog. I'll make sure that his desires are fulfilled. Will that be, will that elevate you spiritually? Will that elevate your father spiritually? You have to answer this question to your own self. So, what should be your duty? Your duty as a son or as a father should be to help someone spiritually, not just materially. I'm not saying that you don't fulfill the desires of your parents. You do with your capacity, but you don't have to get overwhelmed and work too much by giving up your bhakti or devotional service or in order to satisfy the desires of your relatives. You have to have that threshold limit, that line drawn, that what is necessary as a responsibility, as a service, and what is necessary for the upliftment of my spiritual life and the spiritual life of my parents. For that should not be sacrificed with the material desires. That should be the understanding. Otherwise, there may be consequences, which Bhishma actually faced. So the lesson is that however powerful you may be materially or strong you may be, if you are going on the side of adharma, due to whatever reasons, you will get defeated. Does that answer
Okay.
your question, Rishi?
Yes, yes, I understand that vow is sort of like it's worldly. It's not spiritual.
Correct, 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 correct. Any other questions or comments?
Oh, Prabhuji, on this, what I understand is every soul basically has a Matra rune, a Pitra rune, and all other runes that he accumulates, in fact, over a period of his life. And the soul's duty is, of course, to ensure that he repays those rune during a time
There are
frame.
six
Otherwise,
kind of runas,
yeah. Mhm.
six different kind of runa. Matra runa, Pitra runa. There is one for Prithvi. There is one for this. There are six different kinds of runa, which you have to. It's like a debt. Runa means debt. It's like the mortgage debt. You have something similar to that. You have to repay before you leave your body. Yes, that's correct. So that is needs to be done as per the Varnashram. Yeah, but Krishna will explain later that if you take shelter of Krishna, if you surrender yourself to Krishna, you don't have to worry about this Rana. Yeah,
Because that's in my case, that's one biggest feeling I have started getting after living for 5 years in Australia, that we have our parents back home. Due to COVID, we couldn't meet them 3 years. Is it a right decision to stay away from them? So all that mindset is completely
okay.
changing now.
So to answer your question briefly, your responsibility as a son, generally as per the scriptures, is that you take care of their shelter, food, and medical services, their health, food, and shelter. That is your responsibility. In case if they are not capable to do that, so if you have to travel for that, take care of them. Yes, that's true. You have to take care of them
But
if
Prabhu,
there
as
is no other alternative available.
Mhm.
But
but
you can't be there all the time, right?
Yeah.
Because your job is here. Simple. If you're away, so being together is not a responsibility.
but
They're two different things. Being together is not a responsibility. Serving them in need of their health, clothing, and their shelter is your responsibility. Now, how you do that? That you have to use your buddhi for
Yeah.
that. What Krishna
Perfect.
has given us, yes?
Yeah.
Yes.
but Prabhuji, like once they grow a bit more older,
Yeah.
they always need a hand holding.
Hand holding. What do you mean by hand holding?
Like even if they want to go and get something from outside, they need some help.
Outside means okay. So, say for example, they want
Or
to go
even
out
even
and bring
even things
something.
like taking
So
taking shower, the basic things.
okay, so they are unable to do anything with their own body.
Yeah.
That state. Yeah, that state. If they need help, you will have to provide one. Either you yourself directly, or by some means, you'll have to think about it. That's your responsibility. Yes. Yes. So again, so it's your the food, shelter, clothing, and medical services. That is your health. This should be your response. But that doesn't include your chacha, mama, tai, taya, and all that. Huh? It's just your parents. People get औपचारिकता. They like that. "अरे, I should go. There is a marriage. I should do it. I should help there. That's not your responsibility. If you have, if you're able to, if you have capacity, you're doing it, that's a different thing altogether. But that's not your responsibility. Don't take it. That's what Bhishma did. He took too many vows, which were not required. Now he started fulfilling them. For fulfilling, he started supporting adharma. So that might happen. So people take these many vows and commit so many places, and they started stealing, cheating, and doing all those things just to fulfill those things. Don't do that. You'll incur sin. Why do you want to do that? Take the responsibilities which you're authorized to. Your direct parents, your direct children, your direct wife. That's a responsibility. That's it. Encapsulated, closed, and done. And your in-laws, of course, in case if they are not able to. But if your in-laws are able, that's also because it's your ardhangini. So when you have a wife, that is ardhanga. So that means you're half anga. You are one body, basically. That's how it is said. So it is yours. Their parents also. If they are not able, capable, then you have to help them. But that's it. You don't go and help your brother-in-law. That is not your direct one. People start scattering themselves and doing everything. But if you have capacity, that's okay. No problem. Again. But if you don't have capacity and you're you're working on your boundaries, that's how your boundaries work. That makes sense?
Yep.
It is also Maya, no, Prabhuji, a little bit.
What Maya?
If you start connecting with, I'll do this also. Somebody's marriage, I will start. It'll be punya. I will go and contribute there. Like you said, if you can do. But if you have the capacity, then you can do paradharma also.
So Maya,
It's different. I mean, what I meant to say was different ways of attaching to Maya or
uh,
material world.
there is a proper definition of Maya. So when you understand the definition of Maya, you'll understand that also. So
Okay.
I'll just give you. Uh, so one word, one of the words for Maya is Vaishnavi. So Maya is Vaishnavi. That it works
Vishnu.
um, under the
Under the
influence of
influence of,
Vishnu.
yeah. Mhm.
Okay, so that is Vaishnavi. And then other thing is that it also throws moha. It's also illusion. Throws mohini. That's also another word. So she throws moha at you. But what you choose is based how you pick up. It's based on the your understanding and your knowledge and your intelligence. I'll give you an example. How do we say Maya? Maya is like your school teacher, who's giving you an exam of multiple choice questions. Okay. So when there are multiple choice questions, there is one answer which is right, correct? And there are three other answers which are wrong. Yeah. So why they are throwing three wrong and one correct answer? Why are they doing that? Why are they not giving you all the three correct answers so that everything is good for you? It's because so you realize, you apply in your life and understand and then answer.
Hmm.
Okay? So one answer is correct, which is your for your spiritual benefit. You choose that and you progress well. But she throws other things at you, other answers at you for illusion, for moha. So any situation comes in, Maya throws these kinds of things at you. But if you practice, if you do your spiritual practice properly, then you'll be able to choose the right thing straight away. What's better for you, what's good for you with your spiritual progress. That is Maya. You'll keep throwing that thing. So when you talk about now, so there is Maya and there is Dharma. So two different things. What you have to do, what we were talking about, doing to your parents, it's called Dharma. And that Dharma is called Apara Dharma. So what is Para and Apara? Para means high. You say para. So you say Param. Ahimsa Paramo Dharmo. Somebody says that you become this. Paramo. So Param means top, superior. Para is superior. Apara is lower.
Hmm.
So when you take care of your parents' bodies, it is Apara Dharma. Their health, it is called Apara Dharma. But when you take care of your self-realization, it is Para Dharma. It's superior. So you have to keep that Para Dharma intact. If you are not doing that and just doing this, you may not elevate spiritually. So it doesn't mean that Apara Dharma has not to be performed. Don't mistake that. You have to do this, Apara Dharma. But you also have to take care of your paradharma and understand the prioritize. You do prioritize. For that you need intelligence, buddhi. Use it. Yeah. So Krishna says in chapter 3, it will come further. 3.42, it will come. So generally, what happens? We get attracted by senses. We see someone, it start doing aparadharma more. So Krishna says in 3.42 that indriya, the senses are the lowest, but better than the matter, dull matter. Say for example, I have this phone or I have a wood or anything, dull matter, which is doesn't have a sense of its own, is lower. Above that, it's the senses which we have. We smell, see, all these things. And then based on the senses, if we take a decision, it is apara, lower. Above that, it is mana.
Hmm.
Mana is the mind is the master of the senses, but it is also apara. You like to do, don't like to do. Above that, it is intelligence. You can read that verse if you like. I can share that with you.
Yeah.
So that will give you a bit of idea what Krishna is trying to say. Lower and superior. I'll share my screen. One moment. So it is 3.42. Can you see?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So Indriyani Paranyahur.
Indriyani.
Indriyebhya Paramamanaha. Manasastu para buddhi. Yo buddhi paratastu saha. You want to pronounce that? You want to recite this? It's very nice. Indriyani Paranyahur.
Indriyani paranyahur.
Indriyebhya param manaha.
Indriyebhyah param
Indriya
manaha.
paramana
Manasastu para
manas
buddhir.
Manasastu
Manasastu
para
para
buddhi,
buddhi.
Yo buddhe parasastu saha.
Yo
buddhe
buddhe
parasastu
parasastu
saha.
saha.
Very nice verse. That's the translation. See, the
Indriya
working senses are superior to dull matter. Mind is higher than the senses. Intelligence is still higher than the mind. And the soul is even higher than the intelligence.
Wow.
Excellent, excellent.
Okay. So what you should aim for, you think, the
Soul.
topmost. That is called para, the superior. Okay.
It is very difficult, very, very, very difficult.
Yeah. Yeah. So but we have to desire. We have to
Yeah.
keep on. That's what the soul does. So desire to reach the soul, to actually think spiritually, take decisions spiritually. But if you're not able to take decisions spiritually because it needs self-realization, we should at least That's what Srila Prabhupada said. At least use your buddhi, not your mind. How do you differentiate between mind and intelligence? Intelligence tells you which is right and wrong. Mind tells you what you like and dislike. Okay, we will read that. There is another verse for that where Krishna explains this. But yeah, as a gist, you understand that.
What does soul tell, Prabhuji?
What does soul tell? No, soul just desires. Soul just desires. The moment you desire something else than Krishna, what happens? Anxiety and fear arises. Bhayam dvitiya biniveshatah syad. Do you want to read that verse? Yeah?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. So we'll go to Srimad Bhagavatam now. I'll tell you the verse. I'll open that. So it is called Bhayam dvitiya binivetasya syad. I'll share this verse with you. It's Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 11, Chapter 2, verse 37. Please repeat after me. Bhayam dvitiya biniveshatah syad.
Bhahyam
Bhayam
titiya
tritiya bhini
viniveshatasya
vishasya
Ishad apetasya viparayayo smritihi.
Isha
ishad
dishapetasya
apetasya
petasya
viparoyo
viparayoyo
smriti
smrtiha
Tanmaya yato buddha abhajetam.
Tanma
tanma yato
तन्माययातो बुध
buddhavi
आभदे जेतम्
Abhajita
Bhaktyaikayesham Gurudevatma.
Bhaktai
bhakti kayesham gurudev
गुरुदेवात्मतमः
So I'll read the first word. Fear arises when a living entity, which means soul, misidentifies himself as the material body because of absorption in the external illusory energy of the Lord, which is Maya. Okay. So if you want a fearless mind and heart and decisions based on intelligence, then you have to surrender to Krishna from your heart. And we have discussed this so many times. Yeah. How do you surrender to Krishna? How do you surrender to Krishna?
take the name of Krishna, do
chanting.
Very
everything.
nice. Very
Yeah.
nice. There is one verse which I always quote from Ramayana. How do you do that? What is that verse? You have done that, I think, so many times now. Yes. The verse was spoken by Sri Ram. For whom? For
Vibhishan.
Vibhishan. Yes. What did he say?
Don't remember the verse, but I know the meaning.
Yeah.
Meaning is that anybody who takes my shelter, even if by falsely also, I will protect him
Very nice. Very nice.
or her. I protect him or her.
Yes. Yes. That's right. Even by, if you are, by not very serious, even just casually, if you go and tell from your heart, Krishna, I'm yours. Ram, I'm yours. Please, I'm surrendering to you. That's it. That's all required. He takes a vow that he will take away what from you?
since
He takes away the fear out from
Fear.
you. Ashocha and Vashochastvo. In the end, also Krishna and Bhagavad Gita says that. Yeah.
Yes. I was just thinking
What
of
does he say? 66.
18.566. Yes.
Yeah. Ma Shucha. Do not fear. Because we are fearful. Yeah. Fearful is animal life. It's animal life. Animals are driven by fear. You just walk past a dog, he'll wake up and run away. That's fear. All right. So do not be in fear. Surrender to Krishna and you'll be happy. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.